Hey everyone, this is Herc Magnus here, and I am shooting this video because, as you may or may not know, I actually decided to get involved in Bitcoin mining about a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to shoot this video to show you what's actually happening with the mining pool and give you some projections and show you why I believe Bitcoin mining is a really smart long-term play. So if you're interested at all in investing in Bitcoin or getting involved in Bitcoin, I personally believe that mining it is the way to go. So what you're looking at here is actually my pool. BitClub Network is the pool that's mining Bitcoin for me. It was very, very easy to get started. All I had to do was buy some Bitcoin and then buy my pool into BitClub Network. They take care of setting up the mining equipment for me. They actually go out and purchase an Ant S9 miner, which is very, very powerful, efficient miner. They set it up in their farm, which is in Iceland. They have low electricity costs there, and they obviously have bulk purchasing power, so they can buy the equipment and hook it up to their pool and mine Bitcoin a lot cheaper than if you were to try and take it out on your own. You also don't have to deal with any of the learning curve involved with mining Bitcoin, setting up equipment, just signing up to a pool and all that. So it's really, really easy. I just bought Bitcoin, bought into my pool. Now, I haven't shot the video for a while because it actually, once you buy into the pool, they actually have to go out there, buy your equipment, set it up in the network in Iceland and hook everything up for you. So it takes about 10 days before your mining kicks in. And now my mining's finally kicked in. It's been, I've got 3 days worth of data. I know it's early projections, but I just wanted to share this with you guys. So you can see over the last 3 days, I've mined 0.03053 Bitcoin, which doesn't actually seem like a lot, but I'm going to show you the projections here. So what I did was I set up this nice little spreadsheet to, give myself information as well as share this information with you. So my pool 3 investment was $3,500 US that I paid in Bitcoin to get into the pool. Okay. And the daily payout, what I did there, you can see you see 0.01017. All I did there to get that, and I'll show this up there, as you can see up here, here's my 3-day total that was shown on my pool stats, 0.035332. I'll just go back and show you that. 0.03053 right there. Okay. And I just divided that by 3 because it's 3 days and I wanted to get the daily average payout. Let me just back that up. Okay. And each pool that you join in BitClub Network pays you daily for a contract period of 1,000 days. Okay. So all I had to do to find out my projected amount of Bitcoin that I'm actually going to mine over the lifetime of my contract is take this number and multiply it by 1,000. So you can see right here, I multiplied C4, which is the 0.0101 by 1,000. And that means I should mine just over 10 Bitcoins in the 1,000-day contract, which once again, nobody looks at that and says, wow, this is amazing. Okay. But stay with me here. So now here's how it breaks down each year. In the first year, 365 days, I should mine about 3.71 Bitcoins. In the second year, 365 days, I should mine another 3.71 Bitcoins. And in the third year, the contract actually expires at 1,000 days. So you're only mining for 270 days there. So I'm only going to make about 2.74 Bitcoins. And that total amount over the 3 years or the 1,000 days amounts to 10.17 Bitcoins. Now, is that profitable? Is that not profitable? That's what I'm going to show you next. So here's a mining projection. So year 1, year 2, year 3, you can see my Bitcoin cumulative total. So 3.71 Bitcoin should be mined in the first year, an additional 3.71 in the next year, which would bring me up to 7.5. And in the final portion of the third year, an additional 2.74 Bitcoins, which gets me to that 10.177 value. Now, let's assume that the Bitcoin value over the next 3 years is going to actually increase. So after the first year, let's say Bitcoin right now is about $1,000. So let's say for the next year, it stays at $1,000. Okay. And then by the end of the year 2, it actually raises to 3,000 or 2,000. And by the end of year 3 or the end of the 1,000-day cycle, it actually goes up to $3,000. What that would actually mean for my profit portfolio is that after the end of the first year, if Bitcoin price doesn't change at all, I should be just over break even. I invested $3,500 into the mine. After a year, I should, based on the daily average, I should mine about 3.7 Bitcoins, which the total portfolio value there is $3,700. So after a year, I've made $210. No big deal, right? Like, it doesn't seem that great. But this is where the compounding effect of mining Bitcoin kind of kicks in. If you combined getting more Bitcoin with the value increase of Bitcoin, this is where the compounding works, and why I think mining is a really long-term play and a very smart one. The second year, if Bitcoin goes to 2,000 and I add an additional 3.7 Bitcoins, my value of my portfolio is now $14,859, a little bit more exciting. And if in the third year, Bitcoin value raises to $3,000, by then I'll have 10 Bitcoins and my portfolio value will be worth $30,000. So I 10x my investment of $3,500, or just shy of 10xing it over the lifetime of that contract. And that's why it's really, really exciting. But now let's be comparative. Some people say, well, why don't I just take that $3,500 or, take the amount of Bitcoin that you were going to mine in the Bitcoin mining pool and I'll just buy it today. And when the value of Bitcoin goes up, I'll make money. So let's look at that exact same scenario. Okay. So let's say the mining pool is going to pay 10 Bitcoins over 1,000 days. And instead of, waiting for yourself to mine it, you just buy it right now when the price is $1,000, buy low, sell high sort of thing. Right. So let's say you buy those 10.177 Bitcoins at today's price of about $1,000. Okay, your investment is now $10,000. In year 2, you're not going to actually have more Bitcoin. You lost a bit of a compounding effect there. You're still compounding the price, but you are not compounding your portfolio of Bitcoin. So even though the price is rising, you are making money. So in the next year, you're going to double because Bitcoin doubled, so your investment portfolio doubled. And then in the third year, if Bitcoin rises to 3,000, once again, you've made $30,000. So either way, if you're mining or you're buying and holding Bitcoin, you really ended up at the same portfolio amount, except one big difference. Here you had to invest $10,000 to get those 10 Bitcoins, whereas with mining, you only had to invest $3,500 to get to those Bitcoins. Okay, and now let's look at that same situation as well with, instead of the same Bitcoin amount investment, we're going to do the same US dollar type amount investment. So once again, let's say you purchase 3.5 Bitcoins, which is going to cost you $3,500. That's the same amount that you would put into a mining pool like BitClub Network. Once again, you do gain the price value compounding, but you do not gain the Bitcoin value compounding. So your $3,500 in year 1 turns to $7,000 in year 2 and $10,500 in year 3. So either way, if you buy Bitcoin today and the price goes up, you do make money, but your amount of Bitcoin is static. You're not actually gaining any more Bitcoin. So if you really want to multiply the power of Bitcoin with the power of the price increases that have been happening with Bitcoin, you get a double compounding effect. And that's why I decided I wanted to stop being a buy and hold type of Bitcoin person and get into mining because of the compounding effect. Okay, you can see a $3,500 investment based on my actual payouts from my pool is going to probably turn into $30,000 versus if I were to just buy it, I just get the price increase. It's a 3x, return on your investment by mining over a buy and hold. Now let's do another assumption. Let's say the value of Bitcoin doesn't change at all over the next 3 years. So we have to change our values here. In year 2, let's say it stays at 1,000. And in year 3, let's say it stays at 1,000. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the buy and hold projection. Year 2 stays at 1,000. Okay, and we'll do it again over here. Year 3 stays at 1,000. My $3,500 investment, okay, if the value of Bitcoin does not change, turns to 10,177. Why is that? It's because I'm collecting more Bitcoin. I'm mining more Bitcoin. I'm compounding not on the price, but on the Bitcoin. Okay, whereas obviously in the buy and hold scenario, you're not compounding on the price, nor are you compounding on the value of your Bitcoin portfolio. So your $10,000 investment stays at 10,000 and your $3,500 investment stays at 3,500. Whereas with mining, because you're increasing your Bitcoin, you're actually still making more money, even though the price doesn't change. All right, I'm going to do one more scenario, and that's if the price of Bitcoin actually falls. Okay. So let's say the price of Bitcoin falls to 750 in year 2 and back down to 500 in year 3. Okay, and we're going to do that same projection over here, 750 in year 2 and of course 500 in year 3. you can see my $3,500 investment still turns into a $5,000 portfolio because once again, I'm still increasing my amount of Bitcoin, but I'm losing on the value. So one compounding effect has gone down, but the other compounding effect has gone up. But it doesn't matter in the mining scenario because Bitcoin is still worth $500. Based on your investment of $3,500, you still made a profit of $1,500, even if the value of Bitcoin decreases by half over the next 3 years, where of course in the buy and hold projection, you're going to actually lose money. Your $10,000 investment would half, obviously, because the Bitcoin price halved, and your $3,500 investment, same thing. You're basically halving your investment if the value of Bitcoin goes down. So guys, that's kind of the reason that I decided to mine. I wanted to compound my Bitcoin portfolio as well as hopefully compound the price of Bitcoin. I'm doubling up my chances of winning with Bitcoin. I'm also protecting myself against price deflation with a Bitcoin portfolio increase. So there's two things you can do. The price can go up and you can get more Bitcoin. That's the strongest scenario that you're gonna have. And that's why I joined BitClub Network, because I really wanted to get into mining. I believe in the value of Bitcoin. I'll show you one more thing, and now this is obviously crazy. Some people think the value of Bitcoin is going to go up quite considerably. So let's say Bitcoin does something nutty. You know, I've heard 3,000, 5,000. Okay, I've heard even 10,000. Okay, you can see here, guys, if Bitcoin does go to 3,000 in year 2 and 5,000 in year 3, your $3,500 investment could go as high as $50,000. But once again, nobody really knows what's going to happen. Okay, maybe it'll only go to 1,250 in year 2. And maybe it'll only go to 1,500 in year 3, and your investment is now 15,000. So we don't really know what's going to happen, but either way, if the price goes down, even if it goes down to 500, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to make a little bit of profit. So hopefully this really helps you understand why I got into mining. And if you're considering investing in Bitcoin, I personally truly believe that you should join in something like BitClub Network, just because they're so great. They're so easy to join up with. Excuse me. And there is a lot more that's going on in the back end in the mining pool. As you can see, I got 800 Club Coin, which is BitClub Network's own coin. So that's a value of $265 right now. Over the next 3 years, who knows where that's going to go. I'm also repurchasing shares into my pool, meaning that as I'm collecting Bitcoin, I'm buying more shares in the pool, which means my actual mining payouts over time should go up. I'll mine more than 0.01 per day because I keep putting profits back in, which means they allow you to do that. So there's just a ton of options there for you guys. I just wanted to break it down to, very basic numbers. Here's what I'm actually mining. Here's what that's going to look like in certain situations. That's just pure, basic level overview of the mining pool, but there's obviously a lot more opportunity in the back end. So this is why I'm very, very excited about it. And if you're at all interested in getting involved in BitClub Network, hit me up on Facebook or email me or whatever, and I can get you guys started right away. I also want to mention that this $3,500 pool I actually joined it 3 times. I bought 3 pools. But you don't have to invest $3,500. They can get you into a pool for as low as $500, or you can be like me and invest in the big pools multiple times. It doesn't matter how much or how little you want to invest. You can get in as low as $500. So if you are interested at all in mining, and if you want maybe the spreadsheet for yourself to play around with, just send me an email and I will get you started. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.